All right. So for this week's poll discussion, we put up two last week, both concerning Jurassic Park, since we're doing our 30th anniversary sort of retrospective of Jurassic Park. If you watched that video that we posted a few days ago. So I've got two questions that we put up. Let me just go ahead and jump right into them and see what we got here. All right. So the first question I put up was, which sequel to the original film in each trilogy did you enjoy the most? And so basically, not counting the original Jurassic Park for the original trilogy and Jurassic World for the sequel trilogy or second trilogy, what were your favorite sequels from those two trilogies? Choices being, of course, Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park 3 for the original trilogy. And then we had Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Jurassic World Dominion. That one being, of course, the most recent one that was just released last summer. Okay, so the results, pretty resounding victory here was The Lost World, Jurassic Park, coming in at 81%. So I kind of expected that, but at the same time, I was a little shocked there was such a gap, I guess. Jurassic Park 3 came in second at 14%, then Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, 4%, and then Jurassic World Dominion at a measly 1%. So yeah, that was a very polarizing film, Dominion.
I never saw it, to be honest with you.
Really, you never even saw
Yeah,
Dominion?
I've never, I just forgot to see it. I
Yeah.
heard it was just so bad, and that they brought in all these subplots of like the world's now in jeopardy from dinosaur virus or some crap like that, or they brought
It
in
was
some kind of
Locust.
existential threat. Yeah, locust. Okay,
Yeah.
and that the movie just didn't know what it wanted to do, and so I was like, I'm over these films at this point. I just kind of forgot. I'll watch it at some point, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But I gotta tell you, some of those were painful to. I mean, just
Yeah,
dull.
there that's the
Just not
thing,
good.
some of these sequels just didn't. I mean, it's hard to kind of match the original. Obviously, it's,
Yeah.
the original Jurassic Park is just head and shoulders above the rest. And again, we kind of mentioned last week, I think my actual quote was, The Lost World was just a mess.
Mhm.
It kind of was, because it was, like I said again last week, it was a case of trying too hard, in my opinion. It was all the humor was forced, the family aspect was forced. I never bought the whole Ian and his daughter relationship much, and
Right.
yeah, I found her a bit annoying. Again, nothing against the actress. She did
Right.
whatever she could with what they gave her. The part wasn't written well, I didn't think.
She's a full
um
grown adult now. She can handle it probably.
oh yeah, yeah, no, exactly.
She's just weighing her passes, weighing her rearview mirror now.
Right. And then when you get into Jurassic Park 3, it's just I have a real love-hate relationship with Jurassic Park 3. I just, there are so many times when I put that movie on, same with The Lost World, that I put the movie on and I'm like, I'm gonna like it better this time.
You're right.
I know my head's in a different place. I'm gonna like it better. And I'm like, not really.
Yeah.
And there's times when I do watch it and I do like it better. Honestly, I was like, okay, this wasn't as bad as I remember. And then other times I watch it, it's like, oh, that was painful. Um, it's just, first of all, it's way too short. When you get used to sort of all these films being a minimum 2 hours, 2 hours plus, and then this one, I don't even know the exact running time, but it clocks in about an hour and a half, about 90
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
And the fact that not only the shortness of it is personified by the fact of that abrupt ending. Do you recall the abrupt ending to that film? They had the big
Uh
face off with the velociraptors because they thought they were stealing the eggs. Well, the one guy was stealing their eggs, and they surrounded them, and they were like having this face off, and they were giving them the eggs back, and turns out, hey, we weren't trying to take your eggs or whatever. And then just like that, oh, the Marines show up because they're right by the beach, and the Marines show up, and that's it. The end, roll credits. Like, wait,
yeah, yeah.
what? I remember the end of that movie
I
thinking,
remember I don't
what
remember
just
the Marines.
happened?
I remember the being in the town square or whatever with, wasn't there like a dinosaur fight? Like the big dinosaur was chasing them and then the velociraptors fought off the big dinosaur or something.
Not in that movie. That was in that was, that was in Jurassic World, the first
Jurassic
movie of the
World.
second trilogy.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
They were quite the they went and got the
Isn't that
T-Rex. The
essentially the
Velociraptors
same
were fighting
scene?
it. The Indoraptor, the big Indo whatever they,
Right,
not the
right.
Indoraptor, that was Fallen Kingdom, but the big Indominus Rex, that was it. The big
Indominus
Indominus
Rex,
Rex
yeah.
hybrid creature they created.
Right.
That was kind of the crux of Jurassic World. And at the end, yeah, they brought in well, they had Velociraptors there, but they specifically went and let the T-Rex out of its pen and lured it over to where it would fight the Indominus Rex because they
Oh,
needed more
right.
muscle to try and take
That's
out the
right. Yeah, that
Indominus
was the
Rex.
best part of the movie, probably, I think, was the
Right,
dinosaur
right,
fight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Again, World, I don't mind. I liked it. It would be hard to rank all these films in order to me. I don't know if I've ever actually sat down and done it. I would say Jurassic Park clearly is my favorite. My second favorite, I guess, would be Lost World. No. I'm sorry. My second was actually Jurassic World, the first movie of the second trilogy. Even though it definitely doesn't have the same heart and feel of the original trilogy, I still like that film. Then would be Lost World. Then probably Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic Park 3, and Dominion. That would probably be
Gotcha.
my ranking overall. But
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, when you're next time we're together, we'll have to watch Dominion, and I'd love to get your immediate take on that.
Oh, yeah. We can, you can
Yeah,
speculate on what my immediate take will
yeah.
be.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
can actually hear that or if the microphone just picked that thunder up, but yeah, we're having a massive
I heard
thunderstorm right
something.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having a
Well,
thunderstorm right
if you
now.
start having power things, let me know. We'll have
Yeah,
to
we're actually
unplug your
been pretty
computer.
lucky here. Honestly, I mean, I know I say this, knock on wood, but we've been here 4 years now, and not once have we ever lost power for a storm. So
You're
we're on a
lucky that you
pretty,
also
we're on,
get water where you're at. We haven't had
yeah,
water in I don't know how long here.
yeah, we're on a
Uh,
pretty solid power grid here. So, and yeah, so this is our rainy season, so we get pretty much thunderstorms every single day at some point.
yeah, this is
But
we
anyway,
have we have chasms opening in our earth to the center of the earth in our backyard. It's
yeah,
so
you were saying
dry.
that. That sounds horrid.
It is.
Any other thoughts on the sequels before we move on to the next poll?
No, I think they're once you switch Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum for Chris Pratt,
Hmm.
it's pretty much over for me at that point. I'm just not
Well, I
I'm
like
not
Chris Pratt. I'm not a
interested.
Chris Pratt hater. I like just about everything he's in. But
They could at least write him a character. It
yeah,
just seemed like he's just playing him an amalgamation of Dinosaur Lord, Star Lord, Dinosaur Lord,
right.
and trying to be kind of a. I just didn't buy that character at all, and the stupidity of holding your arm out, like, "Hey, don't eat me." Really, no, don't. No, really, I'm your. This somehow stops. It's like he's using the force to stop the dinosaurs. Once he did that like 20 times in a row, I was like,
That did get old. Yeah, the
somebody
whole
eat
put your
this
hand up
fool. Yeah,
thing. Yeah, like oh,
please just.
all
I would
dinosaurs
pay good
immediately obey.
money for
Oh,
them to just
I
bite
was
his
gonna obey
hand off
that.
and fight over it.
Yeah.
But other than that, uh,
That's
yeah,
funny.
they're all just kind of interchangeable to me. Of just like not not good overall. There may have been good scenes. I won't say
Mhm.
great, but good scenes and stuff in it.
Yeah,
But
there are moments. Yeah, but overall, it's not great.
yeah, the idea of they can't get past this Jurassic Park being a family thing.
Yeah.
So even though they have vicious scenes of the pterodactyls, picking up people and dropping them into another dinosaur's mouth or through a
Yeah.
glass roof that are
Yeah.
just, pretty horrifying. But then they have to have like Chris Pratt has to be the daddy to the young velociraptor,
Right.
and they have to have some half-ass conservation message, even though there's no freaking message in these movies because none of it it doesn't make sense, except don't screw around with nature is the only real message. The rest of it's
Right.
just chaos. Um,
Exactly.
but yeah, hold still when confronted by a T-Rex if you can be brave enough to hold still. It's the only lesson, but
We do actually, before I move on from this poll, we do have a couple of comments I wanted to read. We have one from
cool.
Mr. the CJ Bear. Uh,
The CJ
the
Bear.
CJ Bear, The Lost World for sure. 3 came out when I was around 6 years old, and while seeing Rexy get wrecked was hard when I was a kid, the film as a whole, especially the fight between Rexy and Spino, has grown on me. I was hoping the Giganotosaurus from Dominion would have done something similar, but as soon as that dumb and I always get the pronunciation on this one wrong. I'm usually good with my dinosaur names, but uh Terran Pterosaurus. Anyway, it's the new one it's one of the new ones in Dominion. Showed up. It's the one with the really, it has like kind of the beak, almost like a dinosaur with the really long talons. Showed up. I knew they were hamming up a comeback. I feel like they learned from three that too many people would be butthurt because the icon dino got wrecked again. Although it would make sense considering the size difference between the animals. I was hoping that the Giganotosaurus would clean up the studio, us clean it up, but the studio played it safe. And then one other comment
Wait,
we
wait,
got.
wait, wait, wait! Don't move
Oh,
on.
sorry.
Just so you
You
don't
need to
move on
address
just
that.
yet.
Okay.
No, I need to address this comment. This is possibly my favorite comment I've ever heard on our channel. CJ Bear, where you deserve a gold star wherever you are,
Yep.
dude. I feel your love for these dinosaurs and possibly these movies coming through this comment. I don't know what to say. That is so in depth and crazy. And the knowledge there, and you even have pet names for them, like you're
Rex.
part of a
Well,
Reddit
Rexy is
group.
the name given to the original.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay. See, I
Rexy is
don't know
in
this
fan
stuff.
circles they call it
I
Rexy.
just imagine him waking up at 2 a.m. and checking his Reddit board for dinosaurs or whatever. What's the who would wreck who? It reminds me of that people do like these movies for just running the dinosaurs together, kind of like wrestling. Who would win? It's when you go down that rabbit hole on YouTube of bear versus tiger.
Yeah.
And all these different
Right.
speculations of which animals would win. Um, yeah, but words can't describe how much I love that comment. It's freaking awesome. Good job.
That's awesome. Okay, so the other comment I wanted to read was CFS Superhero said the world sequels are unwatchable. Jurassic Park 2 and 3 are at
I'm
least
right there with you.
watchable, but I've got a soft spot for number 3.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that's all fair. Absolutely. Yeah, I know there's not a lot
Was
of
number three where
not a
they were
ton of
going
love
down
for
the
the
river?
what's that?
Number three was they had a plane crash and then they were going down the river and they almost drowned in like a cage or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That was part of it.
And
Yeah.
they were hanging out in the trees at one
Yeah.
point.
And the
Yeah.
best thing about 3, I thought, was the fact one of the things they cut out of the original Jurassic Park, which actually this is all kind of happened in the book, but was the whole aviary with the
Oh yeah, yeah,
pteranodons and all that. That was
yeah,
really cool in Jurassic Park 3. But
yeah.
they cut it out of the original, or they did not. They filmed it for the original scene, film, but they never filmed
Right.
it for that. Kind
This
of
kind
like
of goes
the
back though to my original point that these movies become diluted because you're getting the B, C, D concepts left over from
mm,
that
that
didn't make
didn't
the
make the
cut when
first
they had
cut. Yeah.
when they had better ideas to go with, or they had an actual plot that they had to get
Mm,
to instead of just throwing in all this stuff. Yeah.
right.
When you start going with those ideas, you have to come up with a reason for the characters to go there. Oh, we have to go through the aviary. It's like, why would they do that? You have to come up with a reason for that to happen. And
Well,
it
in the
just,
film, yeah, they did have it. They did have a reason in the film. It was like
yeah, I'm sure that,
they had to
they
get
had to,
through the river went right through it, which is why they were trying to get back to the beach
mhm.
to where the military was going to be. So,
Of course, the river went right through it.
well, of
And
course,
of course it
convenient.
did.
Well,
And I
shit,
also
they even
wanted to
made a movie
mention,
about it called "The River Runs Through It."
I
So,
also wanted to mention there's nothing to me, there's very little more annoying than those balls from the world movies or Jurassic World movies.
the what?
The plastic balls that they roll around in. Those are the dumbest
Oh, yeah,
things.
the hamster balls. Yeah.
Yeah, the hamster balls. Those are the dumbest, most useless things I've ever seen. And just the stuff they survive in those, it should have just been like jello all over the walls, inside walls of the plastic by the time they finish rolling down those cliffs and everything. It's like it should have just been imploded people all over the inside of it. But anyway,
Exactly.
I want to see one that they kind of like what they did with Skull Island and stuff. Just more take the gloves off a little more,
Yeah.
risk it a little bit. You do an R-rated or a hard PG-13 or
Mhm.
something, because dinosaurs are violent. Come on.
Yeah.
And they always look away. If what else do you have left to show with the dinosaurs other than how they tear each other apart, eat each other, and how they eat people? And um,
Right.
I think once you get away from that and you start adding all these plot elements and also just kind of dumb characters trying to bring in like the evil corporation and the evil billionaire who's insane, and it's and the hunters are all jerks, you know, like
Yeah, yeah.
you know that stuff. You know, I want to hunt a T-Rex, or it's like once you get into all that, it's just do something different. I don't know. That's why I actually liked in that one movie when the T-Rex got loose in San Francisco, because I didn't expect it in the
Yeah.
movie theater when I saw that movie. I just didn't
Hmm.
expect them to do that, and so
Right.
that's the why I kind of liked it. But and it wasn't a real long interlude or anything, but I'm not creative enough to come up with what, but you go back and look at King Kong, the first one, the old
Hmm.
black and white one, that was like an awesome adventure movie. And they come into this strange land and they constantly see things like the dinosaurs are always fighting each other and stuff. And if you're going to make an hour and a half movie, just jam pack it with cool stuff like that, you
Yeah.
know, and stuff that people want to see. And
Agreed.
but then again, you lose. Jurassic Park wasn't always about just, it had to have some subtlety because it was
Sure. Yeah,
also
it can't just
the
be
first
nonstop
one.
dinosaurs for two
Yeah,
hours.
it has a legacy of tension, you know, being
Yeah.
like of a
And they did
tension
it
movie
well in that
too.
film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other poll question: who do you think had the best death in the original Jurassic Park film? The four choices I put were Dennis Nedry, who was of course killed by the Dilophosaurus with the spit. Robert Muldoon, who was the game warden, killed by the Velociraptor. Clever girl. John Arnold, the Velociraptor, which was Samuel L. Jackson's character, and Donald Gennaro, killed by the T-Rex while sitting on the toilet. And the clear winner, of course, was Donald Gennaro sitting on the toilet, getting kicked
Right.
off by a T-Rex.
Right.
That was my vote. It was definitely a unique death that I still think about
I've
to this
always
day.
wondered about the plot hole that though that he was just sitting there. So why did it target him? He
I
wasn't
wondered about
running.
that too, but they also make the thing of him like wildly waving his hands around
Yeah.
like this. I think they did that to kind
Yeah.
of come
Yeah.
to be the excuse because the whole time he's sitting there, he's like, no, 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 stop, stop,
Yeah.
stop. And then it grabs him like that.
Yeah. He was too stupid to live under any
Yeah,
conditions.
agreed. It was really dumb. He was played as a very dumb character.
Yeah.
Um, Okay, so yeah, so first place, of course, like I said, was Donald Gennaro at 50%. Second was Robert Muldoon, the game warden, killed by the Velociraptor at 26%. Then we've got 21% Dennis Nedry, killed by the Dilophosaurus, and finally John Arnold, who actually his death occurred off screen. Surprised that he even got any votes, but it was 4%. And just to I know we talked last week a little bit about how I thought they had shot that scene but it didn't make the cut. The
Mhm.
reality is the fact that they had scripted the scene. They were going to shoot it, however, because of the hurricane that hit during filming, it delayed everything, and Samuel L. Jackson was not able to get back. They had to reschedule everything, and they said we don't have time to shoot the death scene. We're going to have to cut that, so we're just going to do it as an amputated arm or whatever. And
Gotcha.
so just to clarify from what I was saying last week, it was not
They
actually
never, there's no footage of it
right.
anywhere.
There's no footage. It's not that it missed the cut. It never made the film. Never was filmed.
Hmm.
So, but anyway, so that's the second poll. Did you have any thoughts on that? I'm assuming you're thinking Gennaro as well, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised when I think about it that there wasn't more deaths to choose from in Jurassic Park, the first one, but it
Yeah,
really was. I guess it was PG, wasn't it, or was it PG
I
13?
believe it was PG-13. Yeah, honestly, that's a really great question. I'm gonna look that up because I'm not even
I
sure.
want to say it was PG,
Yeah, I
um,
think you're right, actually.
because it would have been the highest grossing PG 13 movie probably to that
No, it says
point.
it's PG-13.
Oh, okay. Well, I was there. You go. I
Yep,
don't know
it
that
says
they
it
would
says
make a
rated
PG 13
PG-13 for
today.
intense science fiction terror.
Terror. Okay.
Terror, not horror, but terror.
Terror. Um, yeah, no, I sometimes think about the book. Like, wasn't there a character that the T-Rex broke his leg and threw him in with the baby T-Rexes so they could learn how to kill?
I can't remember if that was the first one or the second one because I read both books, but it's been so
Yeah,
long now. It's
I
been a
wonder
few
if that's in
years.
one of the movies.
I get mixed up what happens
Might
in
have been
each.
one of the hunters or something like
Well,
that.
I know it definitely happens at the end of the second film. in San
because
Diego.
the guy who runs Jurassic Park, he actually died with the little dinosaurs,
The
like,
compies, yeah,
yeah,
the
in the
complex
book,
mathis, yeah.
which I like
Basically
that
the
a lot
death
better
that
than what
the
they did in the movies. Yeah.
yeah. Basically the German, one of the German guys who got killed by the compies in the second film was actually the death given to the to Hammond in the original book.
Right, Hammond, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hammond was a despicable character in the books. I
Yeah,
liked
he was
him
a
better
lot.
like
Yeah,
that.
he was played up in the film like we talked last week. He's kind of like this
Yeah.
happy, fun grandfather guy,
And it
you
was
know.
fine. It was a good performance, everything. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah, it
saying
was great. I loved the
I prefer the
performance.
bad guy though.
But yeah, but
Um
in the book he was written, Crichton wrote him as much more of a despicable sort of, cutthroat kind of.
yeah, in control where he was making the bad decisions for greed,
Yeah.
not just out of naivety like this guy
Not
was.
naive. Yeah, because yeah, Hammond in the film was played more as like naive. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole time. Yeah, they're still out there fending for their lives, and he's already talking about, next time we do it, we're gonna do it right and we're gonna do it
Yeah.
great. They're like, what?
He was
Like
like
people are still
the
out
he
there
was like a
dying. You can't do this. Yeah.
he was like Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Welcome, Harry Potter, to Jurassic Park. You notice how those movies that try to be like that for kids, they're always welcoming people all the
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah.
Like the first Harry Potter movie, they welcome like 10 different times. They say,
Uh-huh.
welcome to this, welcome to the closet, welcome
Welcome to
to
this
the
classroom. Welcome
bathroom.
to
Yeah.
this. Welcome to the fellowship hall.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
And then the
cafeteria.
wondrous music and the yeah. I've never been welcomed anywhere. I've been like, what are you doing in here?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, why are you here?
you have a
Go
pass?
away.
Let me see your papers. Get out. Get
Exactly.
out.
But anyway, but thanks for taking part in the polls this week. We appreciate it. We'll have a couple more coming up this week, at least one, maybe two. Not really sure what about yet, but I'm sure we'll come up with
We need
something
to have
good.
a poll. We need to put the dinosaurs against each other in a poll.
Oh yeah, we were talking
Like
about
a
that
who
last
would
week. Like
win
have
poll.
like a battle royale, like a
Yeah,
March Madness
all
or
the
something.
different dinosaurs. Yeah. You see who actually votes in it. Who has
That
an
would actually be
opinion, who
pretty
would
cool.
know.
Yeah.
I'm putting
But
money on Stegosaurus. I mean, he's gotta, have a comeback. He's
oh
gotta
yeah,
represent his tribe and make it through. Or Triceratops has always been one. It's like, how the heck do you? They always find a way, to get past his defenses. But if he was just a little smarter or had a little
yeah,
better
a
vision,
little bit
like
quicker. Yeah.
make a Triceratops with bigger eyes, or just clip his eyelids open where you can see everything that's going on. He always seems too sleepy to make it.
Triceratops, Ninja Warrior.
Yeah. If I was T-Rex, I'd walk right past that one. It's like, I got all these like walking stakes, and then I got this porcupine looking guy over here with the giant lances sticking out of his face. It's like,
Right. Which one do I
and a
want to go
club
for?
tail with it's like a giant spiked mace. I think, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. Well, thanks guys, and we'll see you next week.